dearest friend, Antonio Lopez, who was like a party animal and incredibly exhilarating creative if ever there were. And Pat is working on an autobiography of her life. And this is actually from an old, not old, but like the first book of poetry called State of Grace. And she's going to read something about Antonio, who I think is about as emblematic as anyone that I can think of that era. And by the way, I don't know if anyone noticed the ice sculpture outside. So we originally tried to make that. Bianca Jagger arriving bareback on a horse. We tried to call the drink for that too. Thank you, De Leon, for not accepting that. But anyway, we tried to do that, but we could only get a decapitated Bianca Jagger, so we thought it was better to go with the more conservative cocaine spoon moon Studio 54. And but I really did want Victor Hugo's rather tumescent appendage being the equivalent of the armadillo on ice sculpture. But I would love to introduce Pat Cleveland to read a poem about her friend Antonio Lopez, and she's absolutely
Hello, you lovers of love. I want you to know that your consciousness is high as it could be. You know, the thing that about this love and this drug and all this stuff, we weren't that bad. We were just very good at what we did. And what we did was love each other so deeply and so extensively. We'd go anywhere to be together. We'd travel to Paris to see Mr. Antonio Lopez, and that's where I posed for him. And he was one of the greatest fashion illustrators ever. And he had an entourage of girls that were so magnificent, and boys, that you would just scream if you looked at them. And so I'm going to read a little poem called, from my first book, In the Spirit of Grace. It's poetry, and it's called Fashion Illustrator's Model. Okay. I am painted, draped, styled, for you, the famous fashion illustrator. I hope to bring pleasure to your eyes as you paint an illustration to ignite a viewer's imagination in a certain style to stimulate their passion to follow a fashion. With your colors fair and your fast-moving brushstrokes moving through the air, I watch you ride the torrent energy of your creativity, holding on to that talent, that artistic skill, with all of your strongest will. You take me into your eyes. I am mesmerized just by the thought that I am posing for you. It creates inside of me a world of frenzied butterflies as I sit to pose submissively, adoring your seductive suggestivity. As sensuous loving looks come through your eyes to me, all I'm hoping for is to catch another glimpse from you. I dare not move my pose. Why? For I know I'm supposed to be an anchor for your creative eye, to help you manifest a true, strong, flowing line. As still I can be, it feels as if we are on this breezy sea of creativity, where we stay as the whole world goes away for a while. There, I feel, in your creative imagination, we are running wild as I follow your hand and body movements with my eyes. I'm loving your style. Then for a moment, like a spotted deer in the forest, oh my goodness, you look deeply into my eyes and then you fleet away, quickly returning to your work, to move and glide the image over the paper like a magician throwing out colored accented lines as you catch that feeling to define. I am your model, and I must realize that is where we draw the line. After a while, you stop. The creation is finished. The rest for a moment, and then you ask me, to pose for you again in a different way this time. I want so badly to be part of your creation. It is something I've always wanted to be. Is that really me? I'm so surprised. It's great how you glamorize and beautify everything you see. Is how I should be, how you see me. Through your eyes, that is how I want to be. Antonio Lopez.
Tell me, what was Antonio like? How was he emblematic of the hedonistic spirit that you obviously were a great part of? So,
well, first of all, physically he was very attractive. He was a Latin man with Latin blood, and he had very dark raven black hair. And when he looked at you, you just wanted to tango with him. I mean, literally, we used to do Apache tango dancing.
Apache?
Yes, Apache means one stands on one side of the room with a tribe, and the other stands on the other side of the room with a
Love
tribe.
is the battlefield.
Love is definitely that. And you would look at each other and the room would disappear, and then you would approach each other and tango. And end up on the floor and throw each other around. And there's no pain as beautiful as dancing with the one that you supremely love, deeply within your spiritual soul. Because we live in the art world, and we all love each other because we're all artists. And because of that, our creation is our higher consciousness. We're not just bodies, we are spirits, gods, goddesses that arrive on the earth, and we are here to bless you with beauty. And that's what it's like. And we're here for pleasure, and we're here for the dynamic life that we're meant to live. So drink your juices, eat your lovers, and keep moving.
Never thought? It is the new ecstasy. The kids in Bushwick are cloning that now and turning it into